Hello, in this video we're going to be going through Venn diagrams. So I've created a workpack. This is available to download on my website, so I'll link that in the description box, but otherwise let's just get started. So this first question here, it says let, and it has this letter here. So this is a Greek letter. It basically just means the universal set. So all of the elements in the universal set need to be represented somewhere in this Venn diagram. So within this universal set, we have the numbers 1 to 12. A are the factors of 12 and B are the multiples of 3. We need to complete the Venn diagram. So I'm going to first start off by listing the elements of A. So the elements of A are the factors of 12. So the factors of 12 between 1 and 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So those are the factors of 12, and then we have the multiples of 3. So the multiples of 3 are just the 3 times table. So the multiples of 3 are going to be 3, 6, 9 and 12, and we can stop there because the set only goes up to 12. So to complete the Venn diagram, we need to know what's in A and B. So the elements that are in both A and B are 3, 6 and 12. So we can cross off 3, 6 and 12 in both sets. And I'm also going to cross off 3, 6 and 12 from the universal set, just so that we can see that we've already done it. So 3, 6 and 12 are crossed off. So now I'm going to include the elements that are in just A. So in just A, we have 1, 2 and 4. So I'm going to write down 1, 2 and 4 over here. And the elements that are in just B is just this 9. So I can cross off the 1, 2, 4 and 9. And I'm also going to do that from the universal set. So 1, 2, 4 and 9 are gone. So the elements that we have left that we haven't yet represented are 5, 7, 8, 10 and 11. So I'm going to place those on the outside. So I have 5, 7, 8, 10 and 11 on the outside. And now we have all of the numbers within the universal set somewhere in the Venn diagram. So the next question, it says write down the probability of A, and then we have this letter here. So this is the symbol, it means intersection, so it means A and B. And you can remember that because this intersection symbol looks a little bit like an N, and the word and has the letter N in it. So that's how I remember that one. So the probability of A and B, so the number of elements that are in both A and B are the number of elements in the middle. So there's 3 elements in the middle, and there's 12 elements in total. So the probability of A and B, or A intersection B, is going to be 3 over 12, and that simplifies to 1/4. So this question here is kind of similar. So we have the universal set is the numbers 1 to 10. A are the prime numbers and B are the odd numbers. We need to complete the Venn diagram. So again, I'm going to start off by listing the prime numbers between 1 and 10. So we have 2, 3, 5 and 7. They're the prime numbers between 1 and 10. And the odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So we need to complete the Venn diagram. So again, we need to include the elements that are in both A and B in the middle. So the ones that are in A and B are 3, 5 and 7. So I'm going to put 3, 5 and 7 in the middle. And then in A, I have a 2, so just 2. And in B, I have a 1 and a 9. So I've used the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 and 9. And what's left is the 4, the 6, the 8 and the 10. So I'm going to put the 4, the 6, the 8 and the 10 on the outside. And that's my Venn diagram done. So then the next part, it says write down the probability of A, and it has this little apostrophe next to it. So A with an apostrophe translates to not A. So if you see A with an apostrophe, it means the probability of not A. So A is this entire circle here. So the number of elements that are not in A are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the probability of not A is going to be 6 over 10. And then this next one, it says the probability of A, and it has this U looking thing here. So this means A union B. So we can think of A union B, the universe of A and B. So it's everything within A and B. So it's everything that's contained within this here. So the number of elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6, and the total is 10. So the answer to this question is 6 over 10. This next question here, we have the Venn diagram shows information about students in a school who play sports. F are the students who play football, and B are the students who play basketball. So it says, firstly, how many students play football? So if we count up the number of elements in the football circle, we have 8 and 5, so 8 plus 5 is 13. So that tells us that students play football. The next part, it says how many students are in the survey altogether. So to do this, we simply add up all of the totals. So we have 8 in here, 5 in here, 7 in here, and 10 in here. So we simply do 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus 10, so that's going to be 30. So there are 30 students altogether. And then for the next part, it says how many students play basketball but not football. So the basketballs but not footballs are going to be these ones, so that's just going to be 7. This next part here, it says write down the probability that a randomly selected student plays both sports. So both sports, that's football and basketball. So that's going to be the numbers in the middle. So it's going to be 5 out of the total, and there's 30 in total. So it's 5 over 30. If you want, you can simplify this to 1 over 6. This next question here, we have a Venn diagram and we have numbers in a Venn diagram. It says write down the numbers in set A. So the numbers in set A are all of the numbers in A over here. So we have 2, 4, 8, 10 and 6. Next question, it says write down the numbers in set B with an apostrophe. So B with an apostrophe again means not B. So if B is this entire circle here, all of the elements that are not in B are all of the elements that are not in that green circle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 7 over the total, and the total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 over 10 is the answer. Then it has the numbers in the set A, U, B. So again, that's A union B. So the universe of A and B. So it's everything within A and B. So that's going to be everything within these two circles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements in total. So the answer to this question is also going to be 7 over 10. The next part, we have the numbers in the set A intersection B. So that's A and B. So the number of elements in A and B is just the 1. So the answer to this question is 1 over 10. This next question here, we have write down the probability of M intersection S. So that's going to be 6 over the total, which is 30. Then we have M union S, so that's the universe of M and S. So that's 9 plus 6 plus 5. So 9 plus 6, that's 15, plus 5 is 20. So that's going to be 20 over 30. And then we have M with the apostrophe. M with the apostrophe is the complement of M, so not M. So that's going to be 5 and 10. So that's 15 over 30. And then this one says M and not S. That translates to M and not S. So a number of elements that are in M but not S are going to be 9, and there's 30 in total. So the answer to this question is 9 over 30. This question here, we have a group of 40 people were asked about the drinks they like out of tea or coffee. 22 people like tea, 18 people like coffee, and 10 people like both tea and coffee. So we're going to have 10 people in the middle because 10 people like both tea and coffee. We have 22 people in total who like tea, but we've already counted 10 of them. So there's going to be 12 people who only like tea. And we have 18 people in total who like coffee. We've already counted 10 of them, so there's going to be 8 people who only like coffee. So now we're nearly done, we just need to work out how many people don't like either tea or coffee. So in other words, how many people are on the outside. So we're going to add up everything that's in the circle. So 12 plus 10 plus 8, so that's going to be 30. And we have 40 people, so that must mean 10 people didn't like either tea or coffee. So it says how many people like neither tea or coffee? The answer to that is 10. And it says write down the probability that a randomly selected person likes tea but not coffee. So the number of people who like tea but not coffee, that's going to be these 12 over here. So it's going to be 12 over 30. So the answer to this question is 12 over 30. We can simplify that, or we can just leave it as 12 over 30. This next question here is quite similar. So we have 50 people were asked about the drinks that they like out of juice and water. So 28 people like juice, 24 people like water, and 12 people like both juice and water. We need to complete the Venn diagram. So since 12 people like both, that's where I'm going to start. So 12 goes in the middle. 28 like juice. So we've counted 12 of them already. So that tells us that 16 like only juice. And 24 people like water. So again, we've counted 12 of them already. So 12 of them like only water. So now I just need to add them up and work out how many are left. So 12 plus 12, that's 24, plus 16, that's 40. And then 50, take away 40, that's going to be 10. So here's my Venn diagram. It says how many people like juice only. So the people who only like juice are going to be these 16 people here. So the answer to this is 16. The next part says a student is selected at random. Given that they like water, what's the probability that they also like juice? So we're looking at the subset of students who just like water. So the students who just like water are 24. So there's 24 students who just like water. And of those 24 students, 12 of them also like juice. So the answer to this question is 12 over 24. And we can simplify that if we want to 1 over 2. This question here, it says a leisure centre runs 2 classes, yoga and Pilates. So on Sunday, 120 people visited the leisure centre, 40 people attended yoga, 15 attended both yoga and Pilates, and 15 people did not attend either class. So I'm going to fill in the information we have first. So 15 people like both. So I'm going to start off there, put 15 in the middle. It says 50 people did not attend either, so I can put that straight on the outside. It says 40 people attended yoga, so that tells us that this whole circle needs to add up to 40. So we've already counted 50, so that must mean there's 35 left. So I'm going to put 35 over here. And then to work out the number of people who just like Pilates, we're going to add up 35, 15 and 50. So that's going to be 100. That means we've got 20 people left. So I'm going to put those 20 people over here. So the next part, it says how many people attended Pilates. So Pilates is this entire circle here. So that's going to be 35. So 35 people attended Pilates. How many people attended only one of the classes? So that's going to be these people here and these people here, because those people just attended either yoga or Pilates. They didn't attend both. So it's going to be 35 plus 20. So 35 plus 20, that is 55. And that is the answer to this question. This next question here, we have 30 students, 16 play the drums, 14 play the keyboard, and 6 students play neither. So I can put my 6 students straight away on the outside. I've got 16 students play drums, so this whole circle is 16. So what's left is going to be the number of students who play just the keyboard. So 16 plus 6 is 22, and that means there's 8 students who are over here. So it then tells us that 14 students actually play the keyboard. So that must mean the bit in the middle is going to be 6, because 6 plus 8 is 14. And if this whole circle is 16, then that must tell us that this part is 6. So that's my Venn diagram. We could also do that by adding up all of the ones that we've already got. So 16 plus 14 plus 6 is 36. So that means we've double counted 6 of them. So that means that 6 go in the middle, and then we can fill in the rest. So the next part, it says how many people play both instruments. So the ones who play both are the ones who play the drums and the keyboard. So in other words, the ones that are in the middle. So the answer to this is going to be 6. And then the next part says how many students play just one instrument. So that's going to be these students and these students. So there's 10 students who play just the drum, and there's 8 students who play just the keyboard. So in total, there are 18 students who play just one instrument. This next question here, so we have a party, 80 people asked which dessert they like out of cake, brownies and ice cream. We've got a bunch of information and we need to represent this on a Venn diagram. So when we're drawing Venn diagrams, we always need a box. So the box represents the universal set. If we don't have a box, we've technically gone wrong. So we always have to show a box to show the sample space, because otherwise the Venn diagrams are just floating into space. They need to have a clear defined universal set. So I've done the box. I'm now going to do the circles within the box. So I've now got my 3 circles in the Venn diagram. I'm going to draw the little Greek letter just to show the universal set. So if we read through the information, at the bottom it says 6 people like all 3 desserts. So that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to put 6 right in the middle of the Venn diagram. I'm then going to label my 3 circles, just because at the moment it's not clear which is which. So I'm going to call 1 ice cream, 1 brownies and 1 cake. So if I work backwards, it says 12 people like both ice cream and brownies. But of those 12 people, we've already counted 6 of them, because those 6 people are in the middle. Those are the ones who liked everything. So that means there's 6 who just like ice cream and brownies. So I'm going to put 6 in the intersection between ice cream and brownies, which is here. And I'm then going to tick it off just to show that I've used that information. It says 15 people like both cake and brownies. So in the cake and brownies intersection, that's here. So this needs to add up to 15. So we've already counted 6, so that means there's 9 left. So 9 is going to go here, and I'm done. It then says 18 people like both cake and ice cream. So cake and ice cream is going to be this section here. So we have 18 people like cake and ice cream. So we've already counted 6. So that means there's 12 people left. So those 12 are going to go here. It says 30 people like brownies in total, so that tells us that this whole circle needs to add up to 30. So I'm going to do 6 plus 6 plus 9, so 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 plus 9 is 21, and then I'm going to do 30, take away 21, which is 9. So that tells us that there's 9 people in this section here. 38 people like ice cream in total, so that tells us that there's 38 people in this whole circle here. So I'm going to do 6 plus 6 plus 12, so that's 24, and then 38 take away 24, that's going to be 14. So 14 people like ice cream only. It then tells us that 42 people like cake, so that means that this whole circle is going to add up to 42. So we have 12 plus 6 plus 9, so 12 plus 6 plus 9, that's going to be 27. And then I'm going to do 42 minus 27, which is 15. So that tells us that 15 people like only cake. So I'm nearly finished, so now I just need to know how many people are on the outside. So what we need to do is count up all of the numbers so far in the Venn diagram and subtract it from 80. So I'm going to do 14 plus 6 plus 6 plus 12 plus 15 plus 9 plus 9. So if I add that all up, I get 71. So that means that there's 9 people left. So 9 people go on the outside. The next part says how many people like exactly 2 desserts. So the people who like just the 2 desserts, they're going to be these people, because these are the people who like either cake and brownies or ice cream and brownies or cake and ice cream only. So I'm going to do 9 plus 6 plus 12. So 9 plus 6 plus 12, that's going to be 27. So the answer to this question is 27. This next question here we have, at a cinema, 70 people are asked which snacks they prefer out of popcorn, nachos and sweets. We have a bunch of information and we need to work out how many people like exactly 2 snacks. So to answer this question, I'm going to first draw out my Venn diagram. So the first thing I need is the box to represent the sample space. And then I'm going to draw my 3 circles in my box. So I'm going to use this little Greek letter to represent the universal set. And I'm going to label them nachos, sweets and popcorn. So if we go right to the end of the information, we have everyone liked at least one of the snacks. So that tells us that there's nobody on the outside. So I'm going to start off by putting 0 on the outside. It says 5 people liked all 3 snacks. So I'm going to put 5 right in the middle. It says 12 people like nachos and sweets. So nachos and sweets, that's going to be this one here. So that one needs to add up to 12. So I'm going to do 12, take away 5, that's 7. So that tells us that 7 go here. It says 15 people like both popcorn and sweets. So popcorn and sweets, that's going to be this one here. So that adds up to 15. So we've already counted 5. So that means that 10 is in this section here. It says 18 people like popcorn and nachos. So popcorn and nachos, that's going to be this section here. We've already counted 5. So that means we've got 13 left. So I'm going to put 13 here. 30 people like sweets, so that must mean that this whole circle adds up to 30. So I'm going to do 7 plus 5 plus 10, so that's going to be 22, and that means we have 8 left. So I'm going to put 8 over here. 35 people like nachos, so this tells us that this whole circle adds up to 35. So I'm going to do 7 plus 5 plus 13, so 7 plus 5 plus 13, that's going to be 25, and I'm going to subtract 35 to get 10. So all I need to do now is work out the number of people who like just popcorn by adding up all of the numbers we have so far and subtracting it from 70. So I'm going to do 10 plus 5 plus 13 plus 7 plus 10 plus 8. So that's going to give us 53, and 70 take away 53 is going to be 17. So we have 17 people like just popcorn. So it says how many people like exactly 2 snacks. That's going to be these 3 sections here. So I'm going to do 17 plus 13 plus 10. So 17 plus 13 is 20 and 20 plus 10 is 30. So the answer to this question is 30. This last question here, we have 50 people are asked whether they like apples or bananas. The Venn diagram shows the numbers in each region. It says, what is the probability that randomly selected students likes apples given they like bananas? So all of the sections in this case are in terms of x. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what x is. And I'm going to do that because I know that all of the elements must add up to 50. So I can set up an equation. So I can say 2x plus 4 plus x plus 3 plus 7 must equal 50. So we have 2x plus x, so that's going to be 4x, and then 4 plus 3 plus 7, so that's 14, and that is equal to 50. So if we minus 14, we have 4x equals 36, and divide by 4, we have x equals 9. So x equals 9, I can now substitute x in the Venn diagram. So 2x is going to be 2 times 9, so this section is going to be 18. We have x plus 4, so 9 plus 4, so that's going to be 13, and x plus 3, so 9 plus 3, that's going to be 12. So that's my Venn diagram. It says, what's the probability that a randomly selected student likes apples given they like bananas? So we know they like bananas, so we have 25 people who like bananas. So of those 25 people, 13 of them also like apples. So the answer to this question is 13 over 25. So that's everything I have for this video. So that was quite a long one because there's quite a lot of different questions you can get asked on Venn diagrams, but I hope you found that useful. As I mentioned, this workpack is available to download on my website, so I'll link that in the description box. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye!